Hello, and welcome to New Playwrights, a program bringing new plays and playwrights to the television viewing audience. I'm Shirley Romaine, your host, about to introduce a one-act play chosen through a competition. The plays are judged by a panel of experts. New Playwrights is produced by the Great Neck North Shore Public Access Television Corporation. And the play we're going to do for you, someplace called Fred's by Mark Wakeham Stevick, is one of this year's competition winners. We think you're going to like it. After the play, I will be talking with the playwrights. I'm really looking forward to it, and I hope you will join us. And now, someplace called Fred's.
Fred's Breakfast Shop is located in Salem, Massachusetts. But it's the kind of local eatery you'll find in any small town. Chefs crack eggs, waitresses hurry with plates, and men perch on chrome toadstools at the counter. There's a lot of smoke and bacon grease and strong coffee. But when you sit down at Fred's, or Fanny's, or whatever the name is in your own town, it's not the decor or even the home fries that recommends the place. It's the presence of the local inhabitants. The locals, they come regularly, in droves, and not just for the food.
I've been coming here 15, 16 years now.
What brings you back every morning?
Well, it's just what I do. I get up and look at the headlines and then come straight to Fred's.
And so do hundreds of others, every day, to greet one another, to put away the long night, and assemble themselves for a new day, morning after morning.
Hey, Bruce, what do you say for yourself?
Slept like a bear in a cave last night.
There's a kind of electricity here, a charge that runs from the big gleaming milk machine along the meandering counters and up through the feet of the patrons. And there's a spark in their eyes, too, as they laugh and grumble and eat their breakfast. And in the air, there's an almost palpable sense of being someplace.
You guys want to finish up? I need the table.
And that sense, more than anything else, is what makes Fred's or Fanny's the place to be every morning. But at Fred's Breakfast Shop, there's one more reason, and a very compelling one, to stop in for a meal. And that reason is the miracle of healing.
I don't know how, I don't know why. All I know is I came in with a bum leg. Now I'm dancing. I'm dancing out like a young boy.
I haven't been able to hear out of this ear for 30 years.
I just can't believe it. Look, it stopped completely disappeared.
For the past 2.5 months or so, miracles have happened and healings have come to the patrons at Fred's, and it's causing quite a stir.
Finally this evening, healing in Salem. Not a weeping Madonna or a miraculous watermark, but a restaurant known as Fred's Breakfast Shop has been attracting pilgrims who have come to be healed.
Exactly what kind of healings? Owner Fred Velasquez explains.
Everything. It's awesome. Migraines, arthritis, ulcers, broken bones, twisted spines, cancer, heart conditions, emphysema, diabetes. It's the truth. Cuts. I don't know where this is coming from. People with scars and facial disfigurements, they come in, they order, they start to eat, then suddenly, boom, they're crying, they're happy, they're all better. What can I tell you? It's a miracle.
A miracle? Yes. Predictable? Not quite. It seems that while some of the healings occur over breakfast here at the restaurant, others take place later that day, or even the next day, in a parking lot or a grocery store. Jacob Lutz tells us about his.
My wife was lifting down the mixer, from the top shelf. And she started to slip and I knew I couldn't do nothing because I was weak. And I just suddenly thought I had to try it, and next thing I knew, I was standing straight up. She was looking up at my face. She was in my arms. We were amazed. It was like we were 20 years old, and that mixer was all broken on the floor, but we didn't care. We were just laughing and crying. Just laughing and crying.
Wherever and whenever these miracles happen, what's clear is that Fred's is the common denominator. Sandra O'Donnell has worked as a waitress at Fred's for 4 years.
BLP whiskey down.
The first one was a blind guy. Cheryl waited on him. He was real quiet, and then all of a sudden he's spilling his coffee and shouting, I can see, I can see. Well, we all thought it was a joke, We learned.
Were there many?
Over 500 of them. That we know of. I've had 40 myself right here in the shop.
So you expected this?
No, it's not a predictable thing. A friend of mine has been coming here since the first, and she just got healed yesterday while she was watching her sub. I don't know what it is. Maybe it's the coffee. Bozzy says it's his omelets.
So what is the cause? What about the food? The eggs and potatoes and coffee that are served up each day. Could the source of the miracle be there? We talked to Buzzy.
Well, I'll tell you. The first tip I want to give you when you're making your omelets is wear comfortable shoes.
Why?
Why? Because you're going to be on your feet all morning. And the next thing is, don't let your grill get too hot.
Okay, why?
Because most people, when they eat their omelets, they're overcooked. But when they eat one here, it's a revelation. It's like a pre-miracle miracle. That's my contribution.
And we talked to George Hersey.
George Hersey, Hersey Eggs Farms, Hanover, New Hampshire.
Mr. Hersey, could those miracles have had anything to do with your eggs, do you think?
I never put much stock in those stories. Only miracle I know of is when my grandmother lifted a bull off my father's leg. That's a fact. I've always felt that my hens were good layers, best around by most accounts.
And what are the experts saying? Dr. Jamie Madison is an internist at Salem Hospital.
The power of the human brain is phenomenal. Yes, powerful enough to heal the body. You may call that a miracle if you like. That's your business. But I know that my patients recuperate faster when they're happy. So, that must be some terrific food they're serving down there. My favorite meal is breakfast, by the way. Oh, but the cholesterol?
So what is responsible? Sausage? The power of the brain? No one knows. What we do know is that something miraculous has happened to a lot of people. Bruce Bolton is one of them. Now, Bruce, say you had several different ailments. Is everything healed all at once, or do you come back over and over again?
I don't think it works like that. I know it doesn't. Once a part of you gets healed, though, it changes you. It changes the rest of you. It starts to spread, and it's not just physical.
How do you mean?
Well, relationally, I guess, and spiritually.
Physically, relationally, and spiritually. All dished up with a side of hash browns. Maybe we should talk with a different kind of expert. Reverend Leslie Sirocco was a rector at St. Nicholas Church in Salem for 19 years. Reverend Leslie, I've saved my toughest questions for you.
Well, I'm used to it. Occupational hazard.
What is going on here? The power of positive thinking? Miracles from on high?
Why not? I wouldn't doubt them.
You ever witness a miracle yourself?
Hundreds. Thousands, I bet. Well, not at Fred's, though, and, well, not many I can recount, to tell you the truth. But look, when stuff like this happens, for me, it just comes down to the old line.
Which is?
It's past understanding. Hey, when that water's stirring, you get into the pool and just be grateful.
Good advice. And in fact, plenty are getting into whatever's going on in Salem. Though he doesn't know exactly how, Fred Velasquez keeps on serving up what people need most. And not surprisingly, business is booming. But Fred sees another side to all that.
Yeah, they keep coming back to say thanks. Hey, it's not me, but I'm happy for them. Hey, everyone needs healing, you know?
And so we do. And so we come. A town, a state, a planet of locals, to some place where the air is indeed charged with a heightened sense that this is the place to be. We come to Fred's, to breakfast, to break bread, to break free.
Slept like a bear in a cave last night.
I'm dancing like a boy.
They come in, they order, they start to eat, then suddenly, boom, they're crying, they're happy, they're all better.
That must be some terrific food they're serving down there.
And that mixer was all broken on the floor, but we didn't care.
All of a sudden, he's spilling his coffee and shouting, I can see, I can see.
The spout's completely disappeared.
When they eat an omelet here, it's a revelation.
When that water's stirring, you get into the pool and be grateful.
I've always said my hens are good layers, best around by most.
Fred's breakfast shop has been attracting pilgrims who come to be healed.
Working at Fred's has changed my life.
We come to some place called Fred's.